Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of Soaps and Sass. We are your hosts.
Yes, we are your hosts. I'm Mama Sass.
And I'm Baby Sass. So
we missed you these last 2 weeks. We got a lot to talk about. So just off the hop, this is a split episode. So this episode is only General Hospital. So if you have no interest in General, go look for the other post, which will be all about Beyond the Gates.
Right. So that will be our new format going forward, I believe, to make things easier.
I think so.
We'll be splitting up the podcasts into two halves. So we'll have one General Hospital and one Beyond the Gates. So
yes.
Still the same show you love.
Labels. Yep, yeah, same show you love. Exactly. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good. Still the same show you know and love, just easier for people who don't know where to skip to when we get to certain halves. And if they don't watch the show, it's like, well, it's fine. Let me just go to the one I want to hear about.
Yeah, and maybe once we figure out technology, we can put some like splits and recombine them. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
Okay.
So, just as a reminder, we did not have an episode last week as due to some things going on in our personal lives. We were not able to record. So this week, for both General Hospital and Beyond the Gates, we are combining two weeks worth of content.
Right. So some of this is old. I'm sorry, because I was going back through my notes. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot that happened, because the 2 weeks were so different and distinct. But it's the weeks of March 24th through to April 4th.
Right.
All right. Do you want to say anything else before I jump into the recap?
Simply enough that after having not recorded anything for a week and looking over notes, I can understand why we might forget certain things very easily.
Yeah, but we're going to stick to the high points. I'm not going into not a whole lot of detail, ideally.
Mm-mm.
But we're still going to give you an hour of content in this podcast.
Right.
We'll see what happens in the other one.
Right. As well as the fact that because we have 2 weeks worth of content, we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about within our segments. Yeah. There were a lot of comedy moments over the 2 weeks, a lot of things that had us hot, a lot of things that had us questioning, what did you do that for? So,
why don't we get right into it?
Right. Buckle up, y'all. Buckle up.
I tried to group this by characters or main characters. There's going to be some overlap, and it's in no particular order. I'm going to start with the heartbreaking part for me. We said goodbye to Valentine in these last 2 weeks. I don't know if he'll be back. I think I mentioned in our last episode, by the way, this is episode 13. I think I mentioned in episode 12 that the actor had moved to Oregon, I think it was.
You did say that.
And so, travel for him to record is not easy, so I don't know that we'll see him again. But anyway, so Valentine said goodbye.
Right. But really, it was more of a see you next time.
Right.
More than a goodbye.
Right. But before he left, we learned that he is the one that arranged for Ava to lose all she money.
It also makes me question, like, what beef did you have with Ava? But that's not important.
I don't know. He asked Alexis to provide financially for Charlotte, but Alexis says no. But we do have an abundance of love, and so we will absolutely look out for your daughter, but no cash on the table. So that's cool, and that is fine. All things Drew. So this is a number of storylines. I just kind of compiled it all together.
Might as well.
So going back 2 weeks, Willow came, quote unquote, home to find Nina and Drew quarreling. Nina explained that she wants to know Drew's concrete plan to make sure that Willow keeps her kids. That's not what was actually happening, but that's what she told Willow.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. And when Nina leaves, Willow looks to Drew for reassurance that she's not risking custody of her children. And Drew pulls a Rumpelstiltskin and spins straw into gold, which is not what Auntie Sass would say. She would call it spinning BS into gold, but,
Yeah, he's making promises. He can't
guarantee. He can't guarantee. Maybe he can keep it, but he can't guarantee it. We have Miss Portia, who, again, is in a panic. I don't remember what had happened at that particular point in time. But she reached out to Ava, and Ava told her she needed an ally and connects her with Nina. I'm sorry, I'm mixing my tenses. Drew later comes back after the
initiative at the hospital?
Yes, for the pediatric ward. So Drew comes back, and he's furious with Portia because she did not control how Curtis, in his job, represented Drew in the press, and he threatens her again. I don't know why he thought Portia would have any control, but whatever. So he leaves, and Brad, who, oh my goodness, has the worst timing ever, shows up right after Drew leaves, and Portia lets him know, well, I'm really sorry, Brad, but you no longer have any leverage over me because, Drew's blackmailing me. Brad don't know how to work a situation, and so now Brad is on the back foot. He's like, abda. And Brad barely escapes with his job. Which kind of made me laugh, but anyways, that's what happened there. Drew and Curtis draw new battle lines over Kai Taylor and an experimental surgery that Drew has proposed for Kai. I don't really want to talk anymore about that.
I'll simply say I'm not liking where it's going in the direction of this.
Nope.
At least in Drew's perspective, obviously.
Indeed. I did not write this out in detail, but basically summarized as the crypt fiasco. So ultimately, Drew, again, angry about how he was portrayed in the press and how Curtis referred to him as Drew Kane.
And then Tracy and her foolishness.
Finds himself a new ally, this politician named Ezra Boyle, who works with Laura. He tells Boyle, get that crypt down, get it down today. Ezra shows up over at the Quartermains, and things could not have gone more wrong if they had planned it that way. Ultimately, Monica stepped in. Emma and Gio got to Monica, executed the plan that Gio and Emma had proposed, which was to give the Wildlife Conservation Society, or whatever that society was called, an equivalent piece of land to protect the egrets. So they cemented a deal, which neither Boyle nor Drew were aware of.
Nope.
So Diane Miller shows up on the scene, which is really funny. But this is after Emma has changed herself to the crypt.
Don't go into too much detail now.
Tracy has joined Emma. They've live streamed all of this, and ultimately Emma does end up getting arrested. But they do sort out everything with the crypt. The crypt is still standing
and shall not be torn down ever.
And we learn while Emma is in court that something extremely serious happened at the university
that she went to previously in California,
and whatever it was, charges,
whatever it was so bad that they had to expel her, and she signed an NDA and cannot talk about it.
Yes, but I was trying to remember what it was that was sealed. But her record was sealed, and yes, she signed an NDA,
which has now left the new ADA on some kind of mission
to determine what exactly it was that Emma did. Who cares?
Right?
But
anyway.
We may or may not come back to that because I don't care. Let me see. I will talk about Sunny briefly. I'm not sure if I want to come back to this afterwards because... Anyway. So as I said with Valentine, we learned that Valentine is the one who clawed back Ava's divorce award. And so Ava is desperate for money. She's gone to a number of people. I don't think she went back to Nina, but she went to Lucas. Lucas was like, I can't help you. And she ultimately ends up at Sunny's. Now, her ploy is that she's asking for more child support. Sunny's like, look, if you just want a loan, ask me for a loan. Which she does. And he's like, well, how much do you need? It turns out she needs $2 million, which is pretty darn funny. Ultimately, they argue.
Because he gives an ultimatum.
Sunny collapses.
Yep.
Because he has a heart condition, no stress.
And Ava is the stressor of the lifetime.
Ava, who is completely unaware that Christina and Donna are in the house, takes her sweet time standing over Sunny's body. Who's the big Don now? Or whatever it is she says. But she's just gloating and standing over, not at all helping. Christina comes into the room and sees Ava standing there and kind of has a moment of, where's my dad? Sees him on the floor. You can only imagine what happens between Christina and Ava. Christina helps Sunny, and anyway, he recovers. Which Sunny thinks is great because he got a lead on Selesky, the hired assassin, or hired killer, I shouldn't even call him an assassin, the hitman. And of course, because there's no other countries anywhere in the world, Selesky's in Canada. So...
We don't like it when Port Charles brings their foolishness to our neck of the woods.
Right? So they fly out to Canada. He and Jason fly out to Canada to deal with Selesky in a shocking twist that we never expected on General Hospital. Selesky ends up dead. The investigation eventually leads Sunny to Jen's. I'm not quite sure how, but anyway, by the end of this week, Sunny showed up at Jen's door, and Jen's claims, well, no, I'm not trying to remove you. I want to work with you.
We'll see how well that goes.
Exactly. In other news, Lucas has enlisted Liz to help her find out, to help him find out what it is that Brad has on Portia. Liz put a couple of things together, realized that Rick had gone to see Portia. She knows they're not friends, so it must be a legal matter. She finesses Rick, who doesn't quite tell her what's going on, but Rick enlists her help because Liz is like, I just want to help my friend. I gotta, whatever. But Liz is really trying to protect the hospital.
But he also doesn't figure out that she's finessing him.
No, he doesn't, because he's in love with her. But whatevs. So he enlists her help. Cool, fine. She finds whatever, but we don't know exactly what Liz knows because they didn't really reveal that to us.
Nope.
But that's fine. So she calls Rick, who's at Ava's when she calls. Ava's like, what was that about? Rick explains the situation, and Ava loses it.
Basically, she's
absolutely loses it. It's like, that was a confidential matter.
You basically essentially breached attorney-client privilege.
Right, and why you would think that Liz is on your side, and Rick is like, of course she's on my side. I just have to shake my head.
Right.
Men sometimes. And not all men. Some men sometimes. Good Lord.
But in other matters, Christina shows up.
Wait, no, I'm not there yet.
Are you not there yet?
Don't jump, because I have to tie in some other things.
Oh my god.
Relax. You want to do the recap?
Strike that from the record.
So anyway, Ava tells him tutus. He's like, no, you're wrong. Liz brings the paperwork over to Ava's. I jump ahead a little bit. I'm going to come back to that. So, since you want to talk about Christina, in another shocking twist, as we all roll our eyes, Christina is livid with Ava because Ava left her father on the floor, was not helping him. I mean, Christina's not stupid.
No.
We know Ava wasn't about to help the man, or at least not right away.
No.
So she flings her tail over to Ava's place and banging down the door, keeping all kind of noise in the neighborhood. Ava lets her in.
Horrible jokes are made.
I'm going to come back to that because that was comedy gold.
But yeah, let's just say Ava made some jokes. They weren't funny.
Oh, they were funny to me. But anyways.
I side with Christina on. I was like, really? You're making jokes about this? This is not funny.
Okay. I'm going on.
Go on.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ava and Christina quarrel.
As per usual.
Ava's like, you know what? I'm done with this. Get out. Christina finally comes to the point. Cool, fine. Whatever. So when Christina leaves, she's still so angry. She's still in her feelings. She's in the parking garage. She sees a car parked in Ava's spot and then sees a tool cart and cuts the brake lines on the car in Ava's spot. Well, I guess you figured out since I put it that way, it's not Ava's car.
No.
So Christina leaves, goes back to Charlie's, but you know how Christina do. Christina do something stupid and then sanity returns and it's like, oh crap, that was not the thing to do. So she hightails it back out of Charlie's, kind of muttering under her breath. Lucky clocks this and it's like, what's wrong with her? So he follows. In the meantime, Christina is on the road calling Ava's phone. Ava's like, I have nothing to say to you. Liz shows up at Ava's, gives the paperwork to Rick. Rick has been convinced by Ava's very, very excellent argument. So now Rick is like, I'm going to take you home, and Rick wants to find out exactly what Liz's plans are with the information she's found. So they're driving down the road arguing because here's a newsflash. The car in Ava's spot was Rick's. So shock and surprise, when Rick goes to use the brakes, doesn't work. They have a serious accident. Oh my goodness, it was quite the mashup. But fortunately, it was a single car accident, which is not usually the case.
Car in a rock.
Christina comes upon the scene of the accident, jumps out of the car. She runs over to the side of the road. She's looking.
She muttering.
And the police, they got the jaws of life, whatever. They're cutting the car open. They pull Rick out, and Lucky shows up on the scene. And when they pull Rick out of the car, she's like, what the heck? That's supposed to be Ava. I cut the brake lines. The car was in the spot. It was supposed to be Ava. How is Rick driving Ava's car? What's going on? Lucky's like, excuse me?
But then they mention, second passenger. So she's like, oh, maybe.
Right. But Lucky's like, listen, lady, get your tail in the car, go back to Charlie's. And he basically gives her an alibi. I don't need to go into every detail.
Right.
Watch the episode if you want to know.
Which is also the sad thing is, like, as a former cop, Lucky, come on.
No, it's not former cop. If you want to talk about that, we can, but it's the allegiance between Luke and Sunny. They were super tight, so we'll always have Sunny's back. Sunny has done real things for that family.
I'm like, okay, have Sunny's back, not Christina and I.
Well, that's Sunny's kid. It extends through the generations. So Lucky sends Christina back to Charlie's and tells her how to cement her alibi. Cool. Just after Christina leaves, they pull out the second passenger. Lucky realizes it's Liz. You could tell he was just like, bring that girl back here. But anyways, so off he goes to the hospital with Liz. That's fine. Christina makes it back to Charlie's where Molly shows up. So now she's having drinks with Molly, Cody, and Mac when Molly gets the news. So I'm not sure what Christina was thinking. Probably the right thing, I guess. She goes off to the hospital with Molly. Liz has a severely broken leg. Rick is rushed to surgery. They weren't sure if he was going to make it, but he does. And later on, he wakes up where Ava's in the room talking to him. Of course, as soon as he wakes, he calls for Elizabeth, probably because she was the passenger in the car and not because he loves her so much, but whatevs. And he mentions to Ava that the brakes failed. Ava's a Jerome. Ava's not stupid. Ava does some mathing, as the kids say, and she heads off to the tow yard or the scrap yard or whatever yard where the car is, and she spins the tail and asks them basically to do a mechanical check on the car, and the man comes back and tells her, well, the brake line was cut. Again, Ava's not stupid. So this is gonna get good. We'll see that hopefully next week, but I'm seeing the setup for May sweeps already.
How you mean?
So cool. Let's go.
I know April just started, but April, can we get to the end already?
Listen, April's starting off hot, so May can only get better. There's something else I had in there. Yeah. So now Rick is visiting with Molly because when Ava was leaving, she saw Molly and said that Rick was awake. So Rick is now Molly is visiting with Rick. Alexis is there, and Christina's kind of hovering the door, and Rick looks over and sees her, and then has a memory that he saw Christina at the crash site. So again, we'll see how this plays out. Christina leaves because I guess she's distraught.
Yeah, she saw Ava and she's like, I can't do this.
Sends Lucky a message. They talk to you now. Lucky.
Other way around. Lucky sent it to Christina.
Oh, okay. I did not clock that at all. I thought she. Okay. And basically, Lucky demands answers from Christina. Like, what were you doing? What the hell happened?
Right? Because it's like, you got my woman hurt.
All right. I think those are the major storylines.
Yeah, I would say so.
Then we have some nitpicky things that give you like one or two words on them. So when we last left off in the previous episode, Carly had been poisoned by Valentine. So Carly and Jason had a serious row over Jack. And Jason said to her, whatever happens to you because of Jack, make sure and know that I will make that same thing happen to Jack. So Carly warned Jack about that. Jack wasn't really worried. So yeah, there's that. They're still together. They went back to bed together. Whatever. Although I guess Jason and Carly did kind of kiss and make up at the end of this week.
Yep,
Carly doesn't really think it's a love story for the ages.
She just feels alive.
She just doesn't want anybody to tell her who she can and cannot see, which I think is a fair statement. And she said, if I let you dictate my life, then, I would eventually come to resent you and our friendship would fall apart. I am not willing to risk our friendship to that degree.
Nope.
Cool. Joss graduates from the WSB Academy in record time as far as I'm concerned, because it's been all of, 3 weeks?
Woohoo.
Whatever. She is sent back to Port Charles on a mission.
What the mission is, we know not.
Vaughn is going to be her backup because I guess it's going to have to do with her family. Yono say, not sure I care, but...
I don't either, but it's very obvious they're setting them up for each other.
I hope not, because... They are. Yeah. Anyways, but I'm really not liking this story for Eden McCoy, but anyway, I will go into it now. Because I love the actress, I'm disappointed this is what they're doing with her, but I guess I appreciate that they're not sending a character either to work at the hospital or at the PCPD. It's like another job. So I guess I don't mind that. But couldn't you pick somebody else? I don't know. But anyway, Lulu quit deception.
Hallelujah. Took her long enough.
Really nothing else to say there.
Took her freaking long enough.
The nurses' ball preparations are starting.
Right.
So that's going to be exciting. That's going to be in May. Oh, and actually one other thing that's going to turn into a big storyline, I'm sure. So the Deception ladies did sign a deal with Jens. or they're just about to, and as they're about to, Natalia's like, you know what, listen, there's some fine details we need to go over, so I'm going to stick around, so all the other ladies leave. And then we learn in the conversation between Jens and Natalia that Jens is livid, enraged. I don't even know what to call this, because this was a side that we didn't even see when he was angry in Africa. This was above and beyond that. So you know it was well personal.
Yep.
Well done to the actor for portraying that nuance. But don't know what he's mad at her for. But what he said was, you will never tell me what to do again after the spectacular way you blew up our family.
Yep.
So that was all like, what did you do? I'm hooked. I'm curious.
And of course,
I want to know.
And of course, just reinforces the fact that we think that Jens is Allison's father.
Oh, absolutely. No, there was no thought. I was convinced of that from the time we knew they had been married. There was no other reason to link them together.
No.
But let me finish the recap, and then you can jump in, because I'm sticking on this topic for the moment. The other tie-in, Marco, that Lucas had met back in Miami, he shows up in Port Charles. He does an interview with Diane Miller. Turns out he's a lawyer. He's not the hitman like we suspected he might be.
Well, he did say he was a lawyer in Miami.
I don't remember that, but okay.
He did say that. I was just like, what if your night job is taking people out?
Oh, okay. I don't
Or
remember.
like you're the middleman. I don't know. But essentially, I'm like, something shady is going on with you. You're not just a lawyer. There's something shady with you.
Something shady is going on with Marco. Marco mentions to Diane that his biggest client is JS Imports. We all clocked, of course, and I'm sure you did as well. JS was Jen Sidwell. So it's like, okay, so he's tied to Jen's. Great. But no, he's not.
There's more than just a lawyer.
Tied.
No. He's not tied.
Turns out
He's not tied, financially,
business-wise.
No.
Biologically. Turns out Marco is Jen's and Natalia's son. I gotta say, there have been some shockers, but... And sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess I should have seen that. I didn't see this. My jaw actually hit the... I was going to say actually hit the table. It didn't actually.
Quick question.
But it literally dropped open. I was so surprised.
Quick question.
So go.
Is the recap done?
Yes.
All right, recap over. Let's get into this foolishness. Oh, my God.
I almost want to just go into our segments because there's so much. But go on. Say what you want to say.
Okay, so this is something I picked up after when the bomb done dropped that Marco is Natalia's son. And Jen's is... So we're like, okay, great. So obviously confirmation, Allison's your sister.
Obviously.
Right. So we know that Natalia and Marco had a falling out. We don't know why. We just know they did.
Right. We know what Blaze said.
Yeah.
Allison / Blaze. We know that Blaze had said that Natalia was pushing him into music and he didn't want to do music.
Right.
Or the way she was pushing him turned him off of it.
Right. But I feel there's more to the story than just that.
I'm sure there is. But
which is interesting because also it's like the thing is Marco is not straight. We don't know if he's queer. We don't know if he's just gay. We don't know if he's bi, whatever. But he's not straight. So it's like that could have also been the other thing that led them to have a falling out.
Could have.
But as I said earlier or last night, it's like I'm like I think the relationship as like it's already like whatever the relationship it is, but for the way he reacted to seeing his mom at his dad's place. Yeah,
he was not happy.
He was like, what the hell? So it's like I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Basically, we know that the clip of Natalia and what she said about Blaze and her sexuality and her relationship with Christina went viral.
Yeah.
We know this. How viral it went, we don't know. But I bet for sure...
Is there a degree to viral?
There kind of is. Is it like worldwide viral? Is it just the States viral? Like there's...
Okay, fair.
So, the thing is for me, I feel like Marco and Allison are close. I don't know if they're that close.
Else.
Right. So... I would think that Marco would have news alerts on his sister and how she's doing stuff like that.
Listen,
which means
just go with the assumption that Marco was very aware of what happened.
Yeah, because I
believe that Jens is equally aware.
Right. So I'm just like, because I'm almost like who's older, and I think it would be Marco. But I'm like, if you're that older protective brother type, I'm.
Well, it's so
speechless, but I'm looking forward to the words that are to be exchanged next week.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that
And I can't wait for Allison to come back and see her brother in town and her dad.
Well, this is it. There's a few things that could blow up here, right? As you said, there's the relationship between Marco and Natalia and how explosive that's going to be. So if Natalia at this point does not figure out that she needs to tell people that this is her ex-husband, they're going to figure it out either through Marco or Blaze or both. So that's a potential minefield.
Especially since, you know, you like Sonny. Sonny's got beef. It's like, just so many things.
Well, does Sonny have beef? I'm not sure that he has beef yet, but anyway.
I'm also like, part of me is like, I don't know why it matters that she tells people like that they were married. At least this was before. It's like, because like it's none of their business.
It's not their business. However,
I was gonna say it's like with the stuff you're hearing about him and the people you work with, and it's like, as you say, you're trying to protect deception. You like these ladies. The ladies have been looking out for you. It's like, nah. For me, the second you saw that man walk into the room and you kind of ducked out, no, the next meeting y'all had should have been, he's my ex-husband. No.
Yeah,
because but the fact that he's your ex-husband holds weight.
Well, it doesn't even need to be more than that. That's my ex-husband. You don't even need to explain anything more. The fact that you've now held it this long is going to be problematic.
Yep.
So, you know, it bees that way sometimes.
I will say, though, that I kind of wish... I did tell you this yesterday. I'm glad that they hadn't made it a Friday thing, because it's like they constantly leave the bombshells involving Natalia to the Friday. But in this case, I am a little mad it wasn't a Friday bombshell, but on top of that, it wasn't the episode finisher.
Oh, well.
Because I would have been like, okay, I know I got beef with y'all leaving these things till Friday, but that I will accept for a Friday finisher.
As I'm scrolling back and forth through my notes, I realized there's one tiny thing. Well, it's a little bit more than, it's bigger than tiny. But one thing that I didn't mention was that in these past 2 weeks, we also had the General Hospital 62nd anniversary episode. But it didn't tie into any stories. It actually messed up a lot of the flow.
It did,
because it was just random,
right?
And it was
the only thing that was really consistent, and even then, it still wasn't all that consistent, was when Lucy was going around trying to get people to be a part of the Nurses Ball show and telling people, it's like, oh yeah, Jens is gonna be the sole benefactor of the Nurses Ball this year. It's like
that was the only thing that was like consistent with the thread of the week, but
it's like
it was a boring episode.
Like I agree. I'm like, that could have been like a Monday thing, especially as like the start of the week.
Well,
but
no, because I think it was that
it was that specific day, which I get, but also like
but they did dedicate cardiac wing to Monica,
which is it's very clear. It's like if they've done that, there's gonna be a point where they're gonna drop the news that the character of Monica has passed.
You know what? And maybe that's why they were delaying, because they needed to get this.
That part I understand.
Yeah, because I couldn't understand why they were delaying and why they kept mentioning Monica when we knew she had passed. But
that too, like that part was confusing. And then on top of that, it's like once they started talking about, oh, this wing is dedicated to Monica, and they're kind of doing like a little reminiscing of the about Alan and Lila and stuff like that. It's like, okay, and then they even mentions like, oh, Monica's not going to be there. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, maybe this might be the part where they,
So but, I think we can expect that soon.
Yeah,
the memorial,
for sure.
The memorial episode.
Honestly, thinking about it, I'm like, that actually, and I hate to say it, I don't think it'll be a memorial episode, but I definitely think it'll happen before the Nurses Ball.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I feel like they're gonna do like one of those like in memory of the nurses and staff who have been a huge part. I think Monica's gonna be one of those in memoriam.
Okay.
Of on the Nurses Ball night.
Cool.
So it'll happen soon. Definitely before the 3rd week of May, since that's when the Nurses Ball is hitting the airwaves.
Sorry, that was a very abrupt segue. I'm sorry about that.
No, but I think it was good because it's like you get out of the way early and get back to the hot stuff.
All right. Well, do you want to talk about your comedy moment of the 2 weeks? And there were a few.
The first one was just the ridiculousness of Stella and her PSA.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, here's the thing. I appreciate the PSA because it's like, get the information out, whatever. The way they go about doing these PSAs, it's just so like...
Could we define our acronym, please? PSA, public service announcement, for anybody who doesn't know what that means.
Fair enough. It's just like...
And what was it on?
Kidney disease.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so the PSA was on kidney disease, and Stella's character was saying, it's like, she's giving all this information, like, people with high cholesterol or diabetes are more at risk, so it's good to get your blood and your urine tested to see if you got kidney disease.
I wasn't aware you were going to do a promotion right here, but go ahead.
But anyway, yes, get checked.
Kidney health is important, and it's 2 tests, not just a blood test.
No,
right?
I did say urine test in there.
Yeah,
but
I was just repeating it for the class.
Right, but if you think you're at risk, get tested. Even if you don't think you're at risk, get tested. Anyway, that aside, the acting, like it wasn't like their usual acting. This was very much like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just very blatant that this was a PSA. Like it wasn't even subtle, and I'm like, y'all need to. I know you want to make it very clear that this is a public service announcement. I get that. But y'all could have done so much better on that. I swear. Because I was just like, oh my God. Okay, I knew it was important, but I just kind of wanted to skip through it because I'm like, I get it. You want me to call my doctor and have him book tests so I can get my kidneys tested. I get it. But it's not crucial to me.
Right.
So
it's not crucial to you. But in fairness, if it helps just one person out there, if it saves one life, it's a good message, right? And people do kind of take that stuff seriously. Any other comedy moments of the week that come to your mind? I have a few. I wasn't sure what I was going to land on, but...
So the next one... Brick.
Yes.
My heart breaks for Brick. And it was a comedy moment because Jordan and Isaiah are at her house, chilling after a most strenuous hike.
I'm going to interrupt you because you're too dramatic. Can we talk about Brick's lavender soup for a minute? Or was that part of your comedy moment?
That was part of it.
I'm sorry. Go on then.
Well, since you jumped the gun.
No, because I didn't think that's what you were going to talk about, but go on.
Not exactly. But anyway, so again, before I was so interrupted, Jordan, Isaiah, chilling on her couch after a long, strenuous hike. Then there's a knock on the door, and I was like, oh dear God, please don't let it be who I think it is. And it was Brick with flowers, looking all dapper. Not in a lavender suit, but he was putting on the charms. And I said, Brick, no! And then Isaiah got up. I don't know why this man got up. He got up and started being big and bold. And then Jordan's like...
That's my... What'd you do that for? You're not at your house. Sit your behind down. Where are you going? Nobody knock on the door for you.
No. And then Brick is like, oh, so I see. I see how it is. And Jordan's like, I'm sorry. Also, can you not tell nobody that we's together? And he's like, yo, if you're doing this, if you're forcing Jordan to do this, he was like, nah, brother, we gonna have a problem. And Isaiah's like, it's her choice because of whatever reasons, and I stand by the reasons. And then Brick also does one of those, if you hurt her kind of moments, and he's like, I know about your family. I hope you're not involved in that. And then left! And I was like, Brick! Overall, the comedy moment of that was just Brick showing up, and I was like, damn it. You didn't write that in your notes, did you?
I don't think I did, but you are absolutely right. I need to put that in here so we come back to it later.
Yeah, that's a Kessa.
What in the world... Don't introduce our new segment. What in the world did Isaiah's family do? Oh, my mercy.
Right? Then, as Mom had previously said, Brick in a freaking lavender suit. Sunny and Jason are in a meeting. Brick shows up to give Sunny information on Zaleski because, they were digging into it after Valentine gave the information. And my man comes in this lavender suit. And we just stared at the screen like, what in the world does this man have on? Like, we weren't... Y'all, it threw us. It threw us in a way that we weren't ready to be thrown. Go on, because I
don't know. Sorry, I was half listening because I was making sure to note. I'm going to have a new section here now, follow-ups. What is Isaiah's family involved in? I'm going to go back and see what other follow-ups we have.
But the lavender suit.
The lavender suit, man. American men. African-American men. Y'all just put some colors on sometimes. It's just like, huh? But the cut, come on. Yeah, he was wearing that suit. Not for me. Not for me, but yeah. Comedy moment of the week for me. I had a few. Do you have others?
Yeah. I saw so many, and I know some of these are yours.
But no, sorry. I'm gonna come back before we go on. And I did mention it, but I just need to have another moment of really, Isaiah. What did you get off the couch for? That really was a what did you do that for moment for me. It's this posturing that men do. Like what? Why? Why are you peeing on the fire hydrant? What are you doing?
He's marking his territory.
I know, but why was that necessary? Let the woman handle her business. I don't know that. I mean, if I think about it, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I want him to own that. I want him to be like, no, this is my lady.
Right.
But that, to me, was not the time and place. I don't know why it bothers me so much.
And
but nobody was at the door for you. I
think it's just because he knows it's like, obviously, Brick is interested in Jordan, and before Isaiah came along, it's like Jordan was entertaining Brick, and it was more towards going to Brick, so that he's just
entertaining when he breezed into town. I mean, I don't know how serious it was, but this is the thing. Like, is it that you didn't trust Jordan to be like, I'm sorry, and shut it down? So you had to flex. Is it that you didn't think Brick would respect her? No, like I gotta talk to some of my male friends and find out what is that because it's something I see and I don't understand the male thought process behind it. So it bothered me. It was like that wasn't necessary. But yeah. Okay, sorry. Your next comedy moment of the week.
And to be honest, it might be my final one because I don't think there's any others. Yes, we go to the Quartermain crypt where the peoples are trying to bulldoze the crypt. Mm-hmm. Tracy arrives on the scene, and the shenanigans just they So, as Mom said, Emma had locked herself, chained herself to the Quartermain crypt so it wouldn't get bulldozed. Tracy shows up, and Tracy's saying some things. I don't even remember exactly what she said, but she was saying some things, and then Yuri had showed up with Tracy, and everyone had walked onto the crypt. It's like, you're not moving me from this crypt. We stand by this crypt. You're not tearing it down. Yada yada yada. And then the sheriff goes to arrest Yuri, and she immediately tells Yuri, "It's like, don't resist. It'll be good for the court. Whatever. We can." And then Tracy's sitting there, and the people, the sheriffs or the deputies, I don't know, but it's like two of them walk up, and Tracy's like, "Don't touch me." They pick her up as she's sitting in crisscross applesauce position, just carrying her, and then at some point they're dragging her, and Yuri's like, "Go limp." So she loses all her body weight, goes limp, and the sheriff's like, "Careful, I might just accidentally drop you." And then she's like, "I'll add a 0 or something. My lord's will add a 0." And then there was another point where she's doing something, and then she looks at Trina. Did you get it? And it's like, just, the foolishness. And then Diane in all her gloriousness walks up, and she's just there like, Trina, you got it all on tape? And she's like, yep. It's like, oh, that's glorious. Let me just say, overall, the Quartermain crypt scenes were just glorious and hilarious all on its own.
Comedy gold?
Basically, thank you.
Okay.
Especially if Tracy's involved.
Absolutely.
She took that to a level, and I just amen. I've never loved Tracy more than in that moment.
Okay. So I had a couple of comedy moments. I'm going to start with the one that you didn't find funny, but I just love the irony. I thought, okay. So it's comedy because it was ironic. But really and truly, Christina she don't learn. She don't learn. It's the exact same setup. Banging on Ava's door, demanding to be let in, flies in a temper, and exactly as you said earlier, Ava's talking about, I'm sorry, remember what happened last time, so you might want to move away from the window, or however she put it. And I was just like, ha ha! I literally laughed out loud when she said that, because truly, and it gave Christina a moment of pause. She stopped. She what? Right? Slip tripped. And then carried on with her madness.
Oh, there was another joke because she mentioned the crisp of a brother. And she's like, you're making jokes about my brother and my dead baby. And I was just like...
Oh, I think I must have still been laughing about the...
Yeah, because she definitely made a joke about Michael.
Oh, I don't
and I was just
that.
like...
And maybe I did catch it, but I didn't think that was funny. And so that does not hit my comedy moment. But yeah. So I did think that was funny. It was a bit of a low blow, but it was very much on point. The other one, and sorry, my computer has done some strange things. But while I'm looking for it, is Sunny and Jen's, right? When Sunny goes over to Jen's place and because, Selesky said something about having done business in Africa, which I also clocked. I'm like, okay, so he's tied to Jen's. But then Sunny says, well, Selesky was in Africa, you were in Africa, so 1 and 1 makes 2. And something that we hear all the time in Canada. Oh, my cousin Bob lives in Vancouver. You live in Halifax? Do you know each other? Jens is like, Africa's a massive continent. The chances that, 2 businessmen are in Africa and we would happen to cross paths, it's like Vancouver, Halifax, opposite sides of a very large country. What? What are you talking about? So that made me laugh just because it's something we hear all the time from...
Right, I'm like,
a lot of Americans. No slam to Americans, but y'all just ask some crazy questions sometimes.
It's not like, as we've said before, and it's not like we're in the States. It's like you drive 6 hours and you've passed through 10 states. Canada, you drive 6 hours, you're still in the exact same province.
It depends on the province.
But for the most part, you're still in the exact same province.
It's a country. It's not a city, and even then, right? Like, it's... And in this case... They're talking about a continent, so stop it.
Right, it's like...
Just stop it.
Apples are not oranges, sir. Like...
Yeah, but I did think that was some clever writing.
Agreed.
Sorry, I don't mean to be singing. I'm just looking to see. I don't think I have any other comedy moment of the week, 'cause I can't tell because I've done, like I said, I've done something a little bit silly.
Okay. I was going to say something else, but I was like, you know what? I'll just wait till we introduce the next segment, because...
Okay, well, I'm going to introduce it now. And if I come up with another comedy moment, I'll come back to it. So, where do you want to go to next? Because the next one I have in my list is What Had Me Hot.
Fair enough. All right. So, going in the classic direction of Drew, the foolishness that left his mouth when he caught Nina in his safe, and his...
Oh,
it's like,
sorry. Is that a What Had Me Hot, or is that the new segment that you wanted to introduce?
Oh, never mind. That was a new segment.
Well, so I will stay with your point, but let's introduce the new topic, which instead of what the actual fromage is the Kessikake, or what the Delulu.
Props to a certain family member who...
Uncle Sass.
Yes. Props to Uncle Sass, who came up with this many, many years ago because of a Duolingo issue. Yep. And we just run with it. So,
yes.
This was a Kessikake moment, had me mom blinking 12 ways to Sunday, because we were like, our ears did not just hear what this man just said to this woman. Drew, in his, as we said, Delulu era, for those of you who don't know what that means, delusional, caught Nina in his safe and said whatever he said about fighting, whatever. And then he said, I hate to break it to you, Nina, but you just like, you just want me all for yourself. You're just trying to break me willow up. And we just looked at the TV like it had 3 heads.
We had to stop. We had to stop the playback because we could not breathe.
No, I think we were dying of laughter for a good 15 to 20 minutes.
At least.
It was just that, like, he is just, he's so far gone.
Yeah, it's what you and your sister say to me all the time. It's like, I totally blue screened. It was just like,
basically,
what? And then on the reboot, just couldn't breathe because I was laughing so hard. Holy moly! You want me for yourself at Nina's face.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, that was ridiculous.
And you were so upset with Nina because her reaction was not what you wanted.
No, it wasn't, because she was gonna laugh, but it wasn't like it wasn't incredulous enough for me. Like, I think we did that. We did that better than she did.
Right? Because I swear to God, if I was in Nina's shoes and he said that to me, like, I don't even care if it was acting or not. I would have just like my face would have torn into.
They want you for what? You're not good looking. You're not sensible. What?
It's like it was already a mistake sleeping with you that many times, and now my daughter is, and I'm just like, ugh. Like it's just. I'm thankful my gag reflex didn't kick in because you would not have been happy. Woo! But
my face is screw again. It's right? So bent. I don't even. Okay, let's just move right past that.
A quick thing though.
Lord.
No. It's a quick thing. This is a separate Auntie Sass, but I wish I was on hiatus like she was, because when she gets back into it, she's gonna be missing so much information. And
I don't think so. That's the thing about soap operas. You could go for months and you haven't missed much.
But it's like,
shoot,
right? But it's I
was talking to somebody. I was like, oh yeah, I do a podcast with my daughter about General Hospital. Oh yeah, I used to watch that back in the 80s with Sonny and Jason. I'm like, yeah, they're still there. They're like, pardon? So you haven't missed much. Anyways, let us move on.
Right. So
okay.
We're back
so
to
do you have a different? Yeah. What had me hot?
Again, as you mentioned earlier, just the new ADA, like, that's also like a what are you doing that for kind of thing, but I think it's a bit of both. It's just like, why are you looking into Emma? It's like, look, it's
very much a what do you do that for, just based on the look on your face. Because what had me hot sends you on a rant. You are not ranting?
I'm not.
No.
And normally I'd rant about Christina, but
you can put it in and make it make sense if you want.
True.
Because I have a combo.
I have a combo. No, I brought Christina now. the conductor shoveling coal into the fire. No, for real.
I'm not sure what just happened, ladies and gentlemen.
Because I was sitting here being like, what thing had me hot? And I'm like, normally Christina has me hot. And then I thought of the stupidity of what she pulled. It's like, okay. It's like, I understand. It's like you see a car in someone's parking space and you just assume that the car belongs to that person because really, who else would park in that spot? And there's no reason for Christina to question that the car would be Ava's or not. But it's just like, my girl.
Really? No, see, then
no, because like when we go over and we're going to visit our aunt, it's like if her car is in her spot, or if another car's in her spot, like when she got her new car, I didn't know what the car looked like. So if we went over and her new car is sitting in her spot, I'm going to be like, I'm going to question it. But it's because I don't recognize the car.
See, now this is kind of my point.
But also, does she know what car Ava drives?
That's what I'm saying. How is this the mother of your sister? You don't know what car she drives? You don't know if she changed her car? Really? Really? Make it make sense. It was stupid on so many levels. Christina's too freaking hot-headed. Right? And, I mean, never mind.
We already know she's not mentally right in the head anymore. Ever since the loss of her daughter, it's like she's just... Synapses are not firing. Wires are not plugged in.
This is what I'm saying. It got me clapping hands. I'm so annoyed. Because this is what had me hot. Absolutely. You visit anybody in an apartment building. Sometimes they have visitors parking spaces, but they don't always. So any old car could be, if you're visiting somebody, they will usually say, park in my spot, I will park on the street, because they will also know the laws, right? Where can you park, where can you not park? Why you would assume, just because the car is in Ava's parking spot, that it's Ava's car, don't make sense. You don't know the next time Ava's going in that car. Avery could be in the freaking car.
That's the thing that had me hot the most.
Why are you cutting the brake lines? You got me clapping hands again. Oh my goodness.
That's the thing that pissed me off the most. I'm
Make it make sense, Christina.
I'm like, she's so lucky, one, that it actually wasn't Ava's car. She's lucky that both Rick and Elizabeth did not get killed in that accident. And two, she's lucky that her sister is staying with her dad currently.
Holy moly.
Because already she's upset that she caused an accident that got her sister's dad severely injured and could possibly die. But imagine if it was your little sister.
I don't think she's upset about that.
Really? Because last I checked, when she was in the church, is like begging and pleading, she was pretty upset. She looked pretty upset to me.
I think she's upset. She's so reckless. I don't think she particularly cares that it's Rick. Maybe because it's her sister's father. Maybe, but no.
But overall, just like it's like. Imagine it was your sister in the car.
Because she hates Rick almost as much as she hates Ava. So
all well and good. That's her business. But if your sister was in that car,
that's what I'm saying. Would be. That's what I think happened. I think she did that math afterwards. This is, and she's supposed to be over 25. Her frontal lobe is fully developed. I don't understand this lack of impulse control.
I told you it's because ever since the baby died.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
Common sense has left the building. Grief has taken over all of her things. When it comes to Ava, she views things from a lens of anger and grief. Common sense gets blocked off. There's a wall. It's a fog. Common sense doesn't kick in until she's out of her presence.
Oh, mercy me. So yeah, that was problematic. That was problematic. But anyway, and the other thing that just.
So I'm waiting for that. To kick off. I'm like, because the confrontation from when Molly finds out it's because like they already just made up again. So when Molly finds out, it's like you cut the brakes on my dad's car, and she's gonna be like, I thought it was Ava's, and yet it's like Christina, like that. Your relationship is not going to recover from that. It's like we already thought your relationship was not going to recover from the loss of the baby and everything and all the cruel things you said to your sister. That now, no, all bets are off. Then you got to get the cuss out from Ava because she's going to know that was actually meant for her. And if it had been, she's like, you were really...
But that's the question now. How's Ava going to use this? Is it like, you get your father to back off and give me back custody or...
What? Right?
Although, then that would be stupid. But,
Right, and then it's like, Lucky might cuss you out a little bit because he got his girlfriend injured and the mother of his child almost died. So,
This is what I was saying earlier. The repercussions are going to go right into May sweeps. It's going to be
I agree.
Lit.
Because it's going to be lit. Because essentially, overall, as I've consulted with my Aunt Sass, that's attempted murder. All the way around.
Right.
Reckless endangerment.
Okay, so now, what had me hot, and a little bit of a make it make sense, was Jack having a camera in Carly's hospital room. What was that about? What? I don't even really have words. And I don't know if it's a what had me... I mean, it was a what had me hot a little bit. Because he went back to wherever Joss was training at the time. And he's like, okay, I just need to let you know your mother's in the hospital. And she was like, what is this new game you're playing? And he's like, no. She's really there. Let me show you the video feed where Carly's talking to Jason. And I was just like, why are you peeping at the woman? What? And did you remember to go and take it out? But, whatever. Stupid reality details. I didn't understand. And then you telling Jocelyn she can't go back to check on her mother? Like, if you leave while you're done with this program, like...
You brought it up, and I'm sitting here, and I'm just like... I'm in my head, because you're going on about it, and I'm like, I'm thinking it from a different perspective.
Go ahead.
And it's just like...
That's the whole point of this podcast.
No, I know, but it's like, oh... So that's what that's what it looks like visually when someone's spying on you with a camera. Because because it makes me think of my dark romances again. I'm not the camera's installed in the house.
I'm not entertaining you.
Oh,
nope. It's moving right along.
That's quite
Nope. Moving right along, sprinting past. Oh, I think I've covered all my categories. Okay, we talked about what did you do that for? Who called for that? We did a little bit of make it make sense.
Oh,
this is another one.
I don't know if it falls in any of the categories, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. But this is something I greatly pissed me off, but I greatly appreciated is when Lulu had quit and her and Brooklyn were going at it, and then Gio and Emma showed up. Mm-hmm. And they were like, oh, we're sorry for interrupting. And then Lulu went on a rant and just went on and on and on. And she was about to say something. And Brooklyn immediately shut it down. Because I was like...
I can't talk about Lulu anymore.
I'm like, good on you. Not just because it's like, whatever it was. But I'm just like, this is still her family.
Yeah.
Like, this is, it's like, you are crossing a line. These are children. You are taking your issues and your own beef, and you are just ranting about it to anyone who will listen to you at this point.
Yeah,
and that is not okay.
No impulse control.
Right? And I'm like, that is not okay. These kids are not involved in the drama. Not yet. But they don't need to hear your opinions and your just ridiculousness. So I'm glad Brooklyn shut it down when she did, because really I'm like, okay, Lulu, you take things too far. I'm like, you said things that have gone too far. So I'm like, gun on you, Brooklyn. Shut that ish down now.
Yep. Okay, I have one other comedy moment. You did remind me when you were talking about Lulu going on a rant. So when Lulu leaves there, she goes over to the Quartermains, and we see her at the boathouse wailing on a stuffy. And I was like, what did the stuffy do to you?
And then, Cody, what did the stuffy do to you?
And it was like, it was comedy, and it made me mad at the same time, because, well, the question got answered, but the question, I was like, why did you go to the Quartermain house to vent your frustration? You don't have a home. Like, why are you assaulting their property? What is going on? She just has, I don't know if it was an actual baseball bat or a beach bat, and she was just mashing on this poor turtle. And then we understood that she was there because she had intended to go see Rocco, but she was still so angry. So it was like, well, okay, but it was just so like, what is going on? Anyway.
This is another thing that kind of had me hot, but it's just like, y'all can do better with your editing. Like, so every time, like, something at the crypt has happened, they've been recording it, and they're like, oh yeah, I was live streaming. I'm like, no, you were not. I saw that camera. You had it in you were recording. It's not like they edited it to make it look like you were live streaming on social media. It's not like they had, like, the hearts and the thumbs up and the laughing little emojis popping up to show that you were live streaming. There's nothing saying live, blinking in the upper. It's like, I'm like, y'all need to stop saying we're live streaming. I'm like, this is such bad editing. You can do better. At this point, take a note from Beyond the Gates when they were live streaming the wedding. Like, y'all need to converse, because y'all just...
See, I can't even get behind you, and I don't know what a live stream looks like, so...
Because I'm like, when ADA was talking to Trina, and she asking her a question, she's like, well, you know I was live streaming. I'm like, no, you the fudge were not. It's like, Trina...
You're blowing my hair back. Relax.
I'm like, that is a bald-faced lie. You were not. I know you weren't. Because one, if you're live streaming, there's no timer saying how long you're live streaming for.
Well, see, now that's what I caught when you were talking about the bad editing, because there was one point it said, like, 30-somebody minutes.
Exactly, and then it went to 18.
And then it went back to 30-something.
To show you, exactly, to show you were recording still. Like,
yep.
You were not live streaming.
Okay.
Do better.
Okay.
Is there anything else? Because we are over the hour.
There's one other feature that you asked me to add, and it was the heartstring pull.
Oh, right. So, this is another segment we'll have added into this, similar to like
occasionally.
Right. It'll be an occasional one, because not all the time will the actors get, like, really into the role, really emotional in the scene, and so pull at the heartstrings. So
tell us who it is.
A couple weeks ago, we had Lois with her argument with Brooklyn. This week, Emma. After she got arrested and her grandma took her to the PCPD to talk and go over what was going on, Emma had explained to her grandmother why she was doing what she was doing, and it was because of her mom. It was because of Alan, because Alan sacrificed his life to save Emma by giving her the last dose of whatever... Edward had given her the last dose of whatever was needed, of whatever medicine it was to save her life. Alan had diagnosed her mom with HIV, and, you know...
And sat with her. And
exactly. Yeah. So it's like, she owes, like, her life and her mom's life to the Quartermains, and so she's like, if she could stand up for them and help them and do what needs to be done, she will do it. And oh my goodness, while I'm not the new actress playing Emma is slowly kind of growing on me, but she did a phenomenal job in that scene, had me wanting to go into tears, like, oh, my heart. So that this week of heartstring pulls goes to Emma.
Excellent. I will partly co-sign that. because you know I will cry on a drop of a dime.
I know you will.
So like I'll be watching The Price is Right and they win the Showcase Showdown and I'm a mess, you know. So yeah, so she did not bring me to tears, but I agree with you. She did a great job. I loved the explanation. I thought it was really good. Sorry, I should have left it with you because that was kind of
it's fine. It's all right.
All right. Do you have a villain of the week or a hero of the week?
Drew, for his, just again abusing his power and having the other councilman,
Ezra?
abuse. Yes,
Ezra Boyle
abuse his power and try to tear down the crypt. And his shadiness with Kai. We didn't go into that, but honestly, I really don't care. But yeah. Oh, also the fact that he's mad at Portia and it's like, Portia did what you asked her to do. She does not control what her husband and his employees do and right. So,
for real, I don't know if I have a villain of the week. There was, okay. Drew was, he was kicking it into high gear. I don't even know if he's at full speed yet, but my goodness. And I don't know that I have a hero of the week either. Really.
All right.
Actually, no. I think my villain of the week has to be Christina. That was ridiculous.
Fair enough.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Fair enough.
Hero of the week. Actually, I think my hero, I'm going to give it to Diane. I'm going to give it to Diane for showing up at the crypt just in the nick of time. And just the zingers at Ezra. I mean... I'm
like for her, yeah, the zingers at Ezra, her coming in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Her walking in on Alexis as she's lying on the floor and mentioned having a new partner and her just freaking out. Just... Yeah. So, right. Anything else? Because we have now reached our hour 5?
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so. So we now have a follow-up, which is, what is Isaiah's family involved in?
Yep. Will we ever get that answer? Who knows?
Or how long will it take?
Will that become a drop storyline that never really went anywhere?
Right. Oh, the other thing that we did find out, you're right, speaking of drop storylines, because we were wondering where did TJ get to?
Oh, yeah. So after the whole mess involving TJ, Melly, and Christina, the actor has now gone from contract to recurring. So who knows if we'll ever see him again.
Yeah. Never mind that he was a doctor, but okay, it's like, where's Felix?
We'll see him in the next month.
Right, the nurse's ball, but
I need Felix back. You know what? Fine. You got rid of TJ, bring Felix back. I love Felix. Every time I see Felix, my heart sings. Bring Felix back.
Now, apparently, I forgot who we said replaced him. So this is a conversation, and I know now we're over time, and actually it was Uncle Sass and I were talking about that this week, because we strongly feel, him a little more than me, but I totally see his point, that GH has a quota for people of dark complexion that they can have on a canvas at any one time.
Oh, dear God.
So, yes, I remember now. So Isaiah came on and Marshall left, TJ left, and they brought in Kai. So they seem to be at capacity. We're not sure what this particular game is, but it seems to be holding true. And it's like, I'm not interested in seeing Kai. I don't know why they brought him in. Whatever. So GH, come on, really? If that's the deal, I think you can do better. You can have more people of color. I mean, I obviously would like to see more dark-skinned people, but there's a plethora of communities out there, right? You can have more Asians than just Brad and Selena, right? Do you have any First Nations people? I'm just saying. There's, do we have any? Okay, well, you have the Latinas. I mean, you've got Natalia. You sort of have Blaze. I guess Marco is going to be Latino because Marco Rios, which that was a nice dodge there, by the way. So it wasn't too obvious for us,
Wait, did you ask me what Natalia's name other than Rios? Because I'm pretty sure her name is Natalia Ramirez.
Ramirez, that was her last name. Thank you. Yes, because I did ask you what it was. Yeah. So, yeah. Up your diversity game. Your quotas are funky.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
All right, then.
That is it for this week.
Yes, it was a jam-packed week.
Yes, it was.
2 weeks, I'll say. But, that was good.
Yeah. So, put your comments, your concerns, your questions in the comment section.
Yeah.
And we'll try to read them and update you or respond.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with a little more soap.
And a little sass.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Have a great week.
Bye.